as requested, as I didn't have really a whole lot of information when I did this. This is a quick FYI DIY how to remove the EGR controller and valve. So we're on the passenger side of the engine. There is this monstrosity that sits on the back of the engine. There's those two bolt locations there, as well as a third that is hidden by that intake valve right there. And it will sit right there. You see there's 1, 2, and then the third is right there as well. So those, I believe, are all 12 millimeters, and they connect right there. Two additional locations that will make contact is this large bolt right here that's rusted will fit through this bracket, which also, this bracket here, as you can see, this is spring loaded, is actually what goes around this piece right here. So now on top of this, there are two hoses. You can see these two hoses right here. They will connect right here, here and here. I have taken some tubing and looped this around to block off, to keep the vacuum loop working, but to, what I'm told, not throw a check engine light. Then you'll also need to remove this tube that leads to the intake, which goes right here. It is normally hidden. It comes up through here, and there's another heat shield that sits on it right there. I have had custom made block-off plates here, and I'll list how much they are, and you can get them. So you can throw a little RTV on it and seal it up to your heart's desire. There's cheaper ways to do it. I think mine's gonna be like $7. Your choice. I wanted something pretty. Then also the second port, which is the exhaust feeder or receiver, I guess, will be on this side of the port, and that comes down here and would feed in from this location. This location, if you plug it like I have, I grabbed an 11 millimeter. I think it's an MPT, which just I think stands for one thread. I think it's 1.0 is the thread pitch, and that will fit in right there. If this nut is basically frozen or rusted in like mine was, I didn't worry about it, because what I do is once I took off the rest of the items here, these bolts came out, and then it was just loose. Knowing I was gonna get rid of it, I just cut it off, and I cut it off down here so that I could get a ratchet on it and work it back and forth. But I will say that I had sprayed some penetrating lube on that bolt, or that nut, so to speak. And during the vibration of cutting it, things like that, it loosened up enough that then I could get on it. Even then it still wasn't enough, I cut it closer, and while the exhaust was off the car, as I've painted these, I hit it with a 17 millimeter impact, and it ripped it right off. And then I just cleaned the threads to throw in this 11 millimeter. I think it's actually sometimes, I think it's a standardized oil plug. Get that back in focus. I did put a brass crush washer on it, and just so it's sealed up. So as it stands right now, the exhaust port's plugged up. The intake side is plugged up with a blank. I put a little RTV on it, and then I used some silicone hose for PCV to create a loop here, and based on what I understand, I won't throw any engine codes, and I've effectively deleted my EGR. Good luck.